Hey, are you ready? Welcome to the Say Michael podcast. Welcome to the Say Michael podcast, one man's attempt at business, family, and comedy. I am your host, Michael Agbajan, and we are here at the 38th episode. The Big 38. Big 38. We here. And I'm glad to be here with y'all. Appreciate you for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube, Say Michael, or the Spotify, Say Michael, Apple Podcast, Say Michael. Even leave a review if you get a chance. That'd be great. But the reason I'm so happy, as I usually try to stay happy, is that I'm out here finding solutions to these problems. And, at the barber school, we created a new solution as far as for hiring a new admin. So we're hiring somebody, but the way that we framed it before, we were having issues when it comes to finding people to be in the right place, because you could find somebody, but they might not have enough skill to be in a specific position, or they might not have the knowledge or the experience, or you might give them too much work to do, which happens all the time, or sometimes it's like too little work to do. But it's so far it's been working for the car wash, the Water Boys car wash, and now we're applying it to the barber school, which is basically find what work needs to be done on a day-to-day basis, and then you hire for that. Not everything, but on a day-to-day basis. Like, for example, at the barber school, you need instructors. That is essential for you to even succeed or even go through a single day for a barber school. So that's a necessary, essential position you have to hire for. Now, all the other ones might be a little bit more abstract because you got to figure out what needs to be done within the scope of what you can pay for, So, so far we're seeing that the admin work needs to be done where someone answers the phone, helps people helps people fill out applications. I'm talking about the barber school here. Applications, follow up with them, answer calls, greet customers. And that's the work that's literally being done every single day. And we get different people to do it depending on who's available within our staff. But now we're just going to get someone specific for it. Same thing in the Water Boys car wash. It's like you have to get someone who's going to answer the phones, follow up with customers, schedule employees, make sure the calendars are filled. Just a lot of those, the admin, that is like necessary. And we're finally there to where we're hiring for that. So if you do know anybody in the Dallas area, let them know we're hiring. But just knowing and simplifying it, the fact that, finding what work needs to be done in your business on a day-to-day basis and finding the help that you need to get that work done, that's where you start hiring, and you don't have to wait to a certain time, because you could hire when necessary, when you have to, which is, I think, the best. Or you could kind of prematurely create the system where you hire based on the position that you need and scale it to whenever you're going to need them on a full time. So you could hire them on a part-time basis. So that's what we're finding now. So as a quick reminder, find what work needs to be done on a day-to-day basis and bring in help for that. But then there's lots of stuff going on out there. One of the things that I want to update you on that's kind of crazy. Just crazy. Look, when I heard this news, I was like, what? Okay. Right now they have coronavirus sniffing dogs. Coronavirus sniffing dogs. This is happening in Finland. And they're saying that, okay, they're trialing it at the Helsinki airport for travelers, to open up their airport. But they said that these dogs are going to be able to find asymptomatic people who don't show any symptoms of coronavirus. And they said that it's almost 100% accuracy, about 100% accuracy, that these dogs are able to smell coronavirus or COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, through the pores. Because they said that a person with coronavirus has a different scent of sweat than a person without. So the fact that this is happening, I mean, talk about being innovative. I mean, dogs sniffing you. So you're telling me that you might be able to pass for not having coronavirus by a dog, but then go to jail because of all the weed in your suitcase? This is crazy. And I wonder if dogs do both. Do they smell the drugs and they smell the coronavirus? Or are they specific dogs specifically for coronavirus only? Weird. But yeah, that's happening in Finland right now. And I think they're training for it at a place called like Wise Nose. That's a pretty unique name for a place to train dogs for sniffing. But yeah, as you probably already know, nothing keeps happening. Nothing continues to happen out here in America. Police justice, that's not happening right now. The pandemic, bankruptcies and closings, those are still happening. And also housing is crazy right now. Housing demand, because look, I'm not sure if you know, but currently we're at the highest demand, one of the highest demands for houses in our country because of the whole work from home. Now that people have to work from home, people want to say, okay, where do I want to live? And people are choosing homes. So there's a lot of new first-time home buyers. But the crazy part is we don't have much supply here in America. We only have about 1.3 million homes available. And you're looking at over 350 million people in America. So they don't really have a choice of where to find like inventory homes to purchase. And, the reason why this inflation is happening with the prices of homes is that there's low supply, high demand. And they said we haven't been this low in availability since 1980, so that's pretty I guess that's pretty interesting to me because, we're looking for a home and we found as we're looking at, I think it was like 4 weeks ago, we were like really heavily looking into it. Now we're kind of a little bit lighter into it, but it's pretty much the same homes. It's the same homes. Like 90% of them are the same home. You're not seeing very many new homes added to Realtor or Zillow or anything like that. So I see it. I'm not sure if y'all see it, but that presents a lot of opportunities for people out there. But there's other things like Sizzler. I'm not sure if y'all remember Sizzler. They filed for bankruptcy. And it's funny because I thought Sizzler closed in the 90s. So the fact that they're still here, and filing bankruptcy, that threw me off. Bed Bath and Beyond, they're closing 63 stores. 63 stores. It's funny because I'm not sure if y'all remember Linens and Things. Like they failed right before Bed Bath and Beyond. And then, I bet like Linens and Things, I bet they're like kind of like Schadenfreude, you know what I mean? They kind of are like happy that things are kind of going bad for Bed Bath and Beyond. It kind of reminds me of if Kmart, when they said that, when they say Walmart's struggling or Target's struggling, I bet Kmart's like, yeah, you better struggle like us. See, it's not so easy, is it? But yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond's closing 63 stores. Steak and Shake, they're closing 51. But see, Steak and Shake was already struggling before the whole pandemic. So the fact they're closing 51 stores, woo. And a lot of this happens due to the fact that, like, if you have franchisee stores, see, the corporation itself is able to sustain, but the franchisees don't really have very many options. They're pulling from their own pocket a lot of times. So they're not as, that it's not as easy for them to get credit or cash or take breaks like the corporation does when it comes to these like franchisee spots. But Sweet Tomato, if you remember it, because I've never really been there, but they're closing all 97 stores, all of them. Ooh, that must be a big hit. It must be a big hit. But yeah, Sweet Tomato, they're closing 97 stores. Ruby Tuesday, which another place I haven't been to, they are closing 147 stores. Man, 147 stores. Ruby Tuesday. Then you got Denny's, they're closing 16 stores. And it's weird. I don't even know if this is true, but I remember they said that, no, actually it is true because I looked it up. I don't really go to Denny's. And I remember that they said that Denny's was the last restaurant in Texas to open their doors up for integration. Like they wanted to keep it white only in their restaurants. And, I looked it up and then I found out that, when they were forced to, integrate their restaurants and they put up a sign, I kind of like making fun. I'm not sure what their intentions were, but they put a sign up that says, now serving all colors, and that was like a little dig at still kind of like being derogatory, but saying that, yeah, we'll let you in, just letting y'all know. And this was not that long ago. So that's pretty crazy too. So yeah, Denny's is closing 16 stores. You got IHOP, they're closing 49. And I guess that, they went through a whole revamp. They were losing out too with burgers. They tried to do an IHOB. Remember that? International House of Burgers. And people thought that was to me, that was a terrible campaign. It's confusing because some stores had IHOB, would it be? And then some stores had IHOP. And then now they put this, I know if you see an IHOP, you see that new smile, the little, smile they put on it. It looks creepy. So it's like a wide smile. It's a very like creepy smile. And so yeah, they're trying everything they can. See, Steak and Shake was trying everything they can too to revamp and change it up. And then the pandemic happened and it just makes things more challenging. Also, Starbucks, they're closing 400 of their company owned stores or restaurants. I don't know what you call it, but they're closing 400. Not too surprising because, you have a lot of, Starbucks in like corporate offices and, like on the corner of corporate buildings, so the fact that those aren't open right now, I could see why those are closing. Dunkin', they broke their partnership. Well, it's hard. It's weird saying Dunkin' because you don't really know what's being said because, Dunkin' Donuts, they changed their name to Dunkin'. But Dunkin', they broke their partnership with Speedway gas stations. So they're closing 450 Dunkin' Donuts in these gas stations. I know another partnership that didn't really work out. And there's this quote they say, the only ship that doesn't sail is a partnership. That's what I heard. But yeah, and then the NPC International, they're actually the biggest franchisee holder of Pizza Hut. And they're closing all 300 of their Pizza Huts. And it's weird because Domino's sales are going up. And Pizza Hut, I don't see how they're struggling. But see, it's crazy because Papa John's was having issues. He was being all racist and weird last year during the football season. That hurt his brand tremendously. They kicked him out of the entire company. And Papa John's was struggling. Even now, they brought in Shaq to kind of like, because everyone loves Shaq. So they brought in Shaq to kind of uplift and kind of be the kind of the new face of Papa John's. You see that happening. But they're kind of, I think Papa John's is pretty much struggling in the same way Pizza Hut is. But Domino's, they're doing pretty well. So, I hope they keep taking advantage of this time, to just be better. Also, interesting. This is an interesting one. McDonald's, they're closing 200 restaurants by the end of the year. But here's the catch. While they're closing 200 restaurants by the end of the year, they're opening 950 new restaurants by the end of the year. Ooh, man. Fire. Shout out to them. Shout out to McDonald's. 950 new restaurants, and 400 of those are going to be in China. The other 550 are going to be in America. So they're opening all these new restaurants during the pandemic. Big ups to them. Because you got to kind of, again, this is about the time of being innovative. Oh, something fell behind me. I got nervous. This is about the time to be innovative and to find out, and see the things that people don't see within your business. Like Microsoft, they were losing. I don't know if you remember, they were coming out with phones. They come out with the Zune, which is, trash, so they were just taking L's left and right. And then what they tapped into early before anybody else did, cloud computing. They pretty much are the leaders in the cloud department. So the fact that now we all use the cloud, everything's in the cloud, all the data is in the cloud, that they were kind of tapped into that early. So big up to Microsoft, because you got to kind of see what's not really being tapped in, and then you got to tap in, and that's what Microsoft did. They also say that, this is real quick. They say that people who are the most successful are the people who do the right things for the right people. So making choices of who you need to talk to, who you want to say no and yes to, and how you want to do it. It's all about skill, so people who do this, most successful people are people who do the right things for the right people. So now that you could be a little bit more select with who you're around and who you're with, now's the time to kind of see, like, who can I be right for? So if you're doing business, being innovative in that way and trying to find the right people to help you kind of take yourself to the next level. That's necessary. Also, if you follow these things, I'm about to give you a quick game real quick. If you follow these things, this will help you kind of be above the smoke when it comes to what's happening out there and kind of tap into new things earlier. But you always want to, first, track your business and industry trends. Whatever you are in, you got to make sure you track it, all the trends that are happening within your business. If you're really going hard, you're already ahead of that. Like, you're already kind of creating trends. And then also, you want to prepare forecasts, things that, like, you want to prepare your next move. What is your next move within your business? If you know, okay, this is my next move, you already have things that you're working on for now and things that you will be working on for later. So always know and understand what your next move is. And then you have to also evaluate performance. So that's the third, evaluating your performance, seeing what works and what doesn't, what are the reasons why it works, and what can make it better. Evaluating your performance is key. And then also identifying emerging opportunities in the market, which happens a lot. I tapped y'all in with the PPP and things like that. Those are opportunities that some people took advantage of, some people didn't. Some people found out that they didn't really have, their stuff together like they needed to, and missed out on certain opportunities. But again, understand the opportunities that are available to you in your market. And then lastly, identifying the threats, the things that are going to bring you down, the people, the things that you really don't know exist yet, but you want to understand that threats do exist and that you want to protect yourself from that. And and this is another one where you're trying to make changes. I'm giving out too much information. I don't know. You tell me, am I giving out too much information? But this is a little quick bar. They said, where you don't have authority, use influence. Use your influence in ways where you don't have authority, because I rather, as you hear this common nomenclature about, ask for permission after you do it. Do first and then ask for permission. It's easier that way than asking first for permission, because when you ask for permission, people are like, nah. But when you do it anyways, then you ask for forgiveness. Hey, that works. So again, remember, where you don't have the authority and anywhere you're going, use your influence. Find the influence. That's a one step below authority where you're still able to make it through the door. So you got to be innovative, creative, find all those things, and let's make it happen. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I gave you all the information that's been on my mind and things that are going to take us to the next level. There's other things that are happening out there real quick though. Those food delivery, they're being investigated, like Grubhub and Uber Eats are being investigated in New York and I think California because of their fees. And I know their fees are crazy. They're charging restaurants like 30%, of whatever the meal is to get it delivered. And so far, all those Grubhub, all those delivery, they're not even profitable yet. Uber Eats not profitable yet. Grubhub not profitable yet, and yet they charge these high fees. I wonder where that's going to go. I have no idea, because it sounds like a dangerous area to be in. But yeah, they're being investigated right now because of those crazy fees. Even the crazy fees that you see from those deliveries from grocery stores. You know, might as well just go pick it up yourself. Why am I going to pay $30 above what I'm getting already in groceries? And I could just go get it myself, you know? Yeah. So again, thank you for joining me. You know, the next part, you know what comes up. It's going to be me, myself, and Bly, my beautiful wife. Such a great conversation. I hope you enjoy it as much as I always do. Thank you again for joining me. I will see you later. Peace out. Hello.
What up?
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. Good
Hey.
Vibes, good energy.
Yeah, how you liking the new set?
I love it. I love it. It looks good. It's nice and glowy over here. We shining, y'all. We shining.
I'm loving it.
Oh my goodness. No, I love it. It's such a great change and kind of spruce it up a little bit. Come on now.
Yeah, I know.
It looks good.
Yeah, there's gonna be more improvements coming.
Okay. I can't wait.
But it's a good start.
It is. You did all this yourself?
No. I can't do anything all myself. When you're around, no.
Well, I mean, you did majority of it, and it looks amazing.
That's
It
true.
looks
I did.
good.
I did do majority, so
You
just
did.
throw that out there.
I just came and I just was like, put that there, you know, put that there. But no, it looks good. I'm proud of you.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you like it.
It looks good.
How's your day so far?
My day was good. It was a little crazy. When me and one of my coworkers kind of got into it. I didn't want to tell you about it. Because I said, I'm going to save it for the podcast. We had kind of got, we butted heads a little bit, but, I gave him like an hour to cool down and then we became friends again. But today it was a little crazy.
Y'all was at each other's neck?
Well, yeah, he ended up getting into it with the customer and I didn't see it. So I happened to walk into them about to square up and start boxing.
Get out of here.
I'm not lying. My coworker and a customer looked like there was finna box outside the store. So I'm just like, what's happening? What's going on? And the customer's like, I need to speak to a manager. Who's the manager? So I'm like, okay, I'm the manager on duty. How can I help? And he told me his side of the story. But as he's telling me, my coworker is yelling, don't let him in. He ain't coming in. He ain't coming in. So I'm just like,
this is personal. It sounds personal.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, let me diffuse the situation. Let me listen to the customer side of the story and let me calm down. Okay. I say, all right, everybody calm down. Too much testosterone. I literally said that. Yeah. I was like, y'all calm down. Sir, come on in. And as he's coming in, my coworker is like, basically putting his finger in his face, but not putting his finger in his face, but saying things at him, poking the bear basically. And I'm like, calm down. I felt like a mom to a stranger that I did not know. And this was a grown man. Like, I hate to say it, but he's a doctor.
Oh, like he's in his 50s, established.
Yes, he was in there shopping for his teenage son. And he was acting like that. And I was just like, oh my God. So it got a little crazy, got a little hectic. I calmed the situation down.
Hold on, what was the issue?
Okay, so apparently this is what was told to me by my coworker. Every associate was with a customer, and this client did not want to wait in line when there was technically no line. He was just going to have to stand outside the store until one of us get free. He didn't want to do that. To make a long story short, he got in line, he was the first and only person in line. Then he got upset for standing there, and he just started like kind of going off on my coworker about standing in line, because he felt like he didn't need to stand in line.
So your coworker was the one kind of manning the line?
Yeah, he was manning the line up front. He was basically directing traffic and all that good stuff. And he kept telling the gentleman like, hey, you have to wait in line until one of the advisors get free and they can assist you. And I guess he just felt like he was too good to wait in line. He didn't want to do that. So all hell broke loose and he was getting smart at the mouth. And my coworker, he has somewhat of a temper. So he was going back and forth with the man. And I like I said, I didn't see this. I didn't witness it. But I walked up on it because I was walking my clients out the door. And I see them like my coworker's like kind of standing back a little bit. And then the guy's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I was like, are y'all about to fight?
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening? Hold on, y'all. Calm down. And I'm standing in the middle of both of them, like, calm down. My hands are like this. Calm down. What's going on? Calm down. I'm like, coworker, go in the store. Sir, stay outside. Let me talk to you. What's happening?
Yeah.
You know? So finally I let him in. And, you know, he buys stuff, but he's like talking off at the mouth, being flipped. And I'm like, sir, calm down. It's not that big of a deal. You're in the store. Just calm down. What is it that you need? I got you. Let's go. So he spends money. And the bag happens to be a really large bag. So I was like, I even offered this service. I was like, hey, go ahead and pull your car up front. I'll walk the bag to your car. You know, and I'm just trying to like diffuse the situation. He's like, well, thank you so much for your service, da. But see, he was being childish because on his way out, he said something to my coworker, being petty. And thankfully, my coworker didn't say anything, because had he said something, they probably would have been boxing right there in the store. So I walk him to his car, and he's going off at the mouth again about my coworker. He's like, yeah, I told him he was such and such as I was walking out. I was like, sir, you did not. He's like, yeah, I told him, man, he lucky, man. I'll wipe his butt with this floor. You know, he was just saying all this, like, you know, an old head. I'm just like,
what kind of chip he got on the shoulder like that? I don't know.
I have no idea. And so I get back in the store, and my coworker was livid at me. He felt like I didn't have his back. He felt betrayed by me because I let this customer in. And he was just like, so you're not going to apologize to me?
Boy, this is crazy.
I'm telling you. And I was like, apologize to you? What, you want me to say my bad? For what? He was like, oh, so you ain't sincere. I said, no, I'm not apologizing. Like, no, for what? You know? He was like, I told you not to let him in. You let him in and you let him shop. Okay, and both of y'all have egos. Like, that don't have anything to do with me. Whatever y'all got between y'all two, I'm here to make money. At the end of the day, it is what it is. So he was telling me his side of the story. So when he explained what happened from A to Z, from beginning to end, I said, okay, I get it. It does make sense. I see why you are upset. So I let him cool down by the hour, because he didn't want to hear anything I had to say. I let him go, you know, we working. And then an hour later, I just we made eye contact, and then we were just like, hey, what's up? You know, and then I was like, you know, is everything good? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. I ain't worried about that. So it's like, okay, we're friends now. He's like, yeah, we're friends. And then I was like, okay, now what happened? Like, tell me, because, you know, at first he was just kind of really upset, so much energy. I was like, you need to calm down, because you're getting aggressive with me, and I'm walking away. And I walked away. He was following me. I was like, don't follow me. I'm walking away from the situation. I don't want to talk about it until you calm down. Finally, when he did, you know, about an hour later, we talked about it. And I said, okay, I get why you're upset. You know, my bad. I do apologize for letting the guy in, because I didn't witness everything that happened. What I walked up on was y'all about to fight. That's what I saw. So I don't know who's in the wrong, who's in the right. And my coworker, he has had issues with customers about his, he's a little, I wouldn't say aggressive with customers, but he has an attitude problem.
A little snappy, bit.
He's very snappy. And customers do complain. And so, you know, it's not the first time that something like this has happened. So what I witnessed, you know, a fight about to break out, that's not it's not anything unusual to me, you know, so I'm not surprised, you know, but when he broke down the situation, I did get it. I was like, you know what? He was wrong. Next time, if you tell me not to let somebody in, I'll take your word for it, and I won't do it. And, you know, I won't even try to listen to the customer side of the story. But I did it because, like I said, this coworker of mine, he got like a little attitude problem, and he knows this too. And he knows this is something that he's working on, because he even said it, you know, when the guy walked out, he said something to him, and he was like, you know what? I ain't even say nothing. I just walked away. I said, well, thank you. Because the moment I let this guy in, you were basically saying stuff to him when the guy was quiet, you know? So I was like, both of y'all had y'all part in it. You know, I get it, but two men.
What do you think? Now that the coast is clear, what do you think the right call was?
Well, now that the coast is clear, I should have let him in. Now that I know the entire story, I should not have let him shop in our store, because he was being extremely rude from the beginning. And my other coworker, who's a manager as well, she witnessed the entire thing. But as the customer is screaming, I need to speak to a manager. He's outside of the store. He's like, where's the manager? I need to speak to the manager. My other manager walks away. So I'm obviously left to deal with it when I didn't even see what happened. And so when I go out there and talk to him, of course, he's only going to tell me his side of the story, which he was an angel and he didn't say anything, you know? So I'm just like, okay, just taking his word for it. And I'm just trying to calm the situation down. Like, sir, okay, calm down. what it is that we can help you with. Okay, cool. Let's get you in and out, you know? But now that I heard the whole story, I was just like, yeah, you know, I shouldn't have let him in. And I did apologize to my coworker about it. I was like, you know what, my bad. I shouldn't have let him in. I should have listened to you first. I said, you know, next time, just kind of watch your temper, you know, because at the end of the day, you're going to lose your job because you at your job acting a fool. You know, this customer can potentially get you fired. You know, he's not going to get fired because you're not at his workplace acting a fool. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, you know. He's like, no, you're right. So I'm like, yeah, don't let a customer get you to that point where y'all about to box because it was about to go down in front of the Gucci store.
But, you know, some customers win when it comes to you stooping to their level.
Right.
You know, because a lot of times you're like, you know, let me not. You know, and you try your hardest not to, but then they keep, like, you know, hitting little buttons here and there. You're like, look, you know, you start feeling disrespected.
Exactly.
And then that's when it goes off.
And I think that's what it was. He did feel disrespected, you know, because he said that my coworker asked him politely to stand in line, and the guy stood in line, but then eventually he was just like, F this, I ain't standing in this, you know, cursing, like, and my coworker was like, well, you don't have to curse, like, calm down, you know. But I think it's just because, you know, somebody's ego, I guess maybe the customer felt like he didn't deserve to stand in line. He shouldn't stand in line. He's better than the line, you know, when it's not even about that. It's just that, and I even explained to the customer, I said, sir, the line is because, you know, we can only help so many people. We can only help one customer at a time. Unfortunately, the time that you arrived, no client advisor was available to assist you, you know? And so he didn't understand that. So once I broke it down to him, he got it. But I think when my coworker was just kind of telling him, no, you need to stand in line. The line is right here. The guy's like, there is no line. There's nobody out here. Why do I need to stand behind the ropes when there's nobody here, you know? And so instead of my coworker explaining to him the protocol that we have, the guy just got upset and was like, I'm not standing here. Why do I need to stand here? You know? So it was just kind of like, I get where both of the guys are coming from, but then at the same time, it just blew up for no reason. And like I said, egos got involved, and, you know, they were so petty to each other. I was like, these are like, I'm looking at my two boys arguing right now, fighting over a toy and being petty. You know, it's just like, grow up.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, is it necessary to, like, tell a customer, like, you can't shop?
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. When customers get, like, out of line, when they curse, when they're disrespectful, yeah, we tell them, you can't come in. You can't shop. Unless you calm down, then you can come in and shop. But if you are cursing and just disrespectful, then no, you can't come in. And like I said, I didn't see that. I didn't witness that. And my coworker didn't even tell me the situation because I'm outside talking to the customer. And mind you, what the customer is telling me is not what my coworker had told me after the fact. You said what?
Yeah, it'll never be.
Yeah, it will never be.
Because, you know, the customer has to sell it.
Exactly. The customer did sell it. And it just kind of like made me a little upset because my other manager was there and she witnessed the whole thing. And she told me after the fact of what happened. She's like, oh, I saw the whole thing. And the customer was disrespectful and rude. I'm like, well, why didn't you say anything? When he was screaming for a manager, you ran away. And I had to deal with it. And I didn't even, you know, I didn't see what happened. But that's usually how it is. I'm always dealing with the crazy customers. I feel like every single day or maybe 4 out of 5 days a week that I work, I'm always getting reported to corporate for some crazy reason, as if I run the store and I make up the rules. I'm like, the rules that you guys don't like is what corporate put in place. So you calling them to tell them about something that we're being told to do by them. It doesn't make any sense, but it, you know, it is what it is. I don't take it personally.
Hey, I don't think you never
No,
should.
you shouldn't.
It makes you think, like, how do you have your employees back when you have a relationship with them, but then also there's like an understanding that you have to have with the customer.
Right, exactly.
But you know, when customers do get irate and disrespectful, I had a situation like that where this was at a mall that we're at, and you know, the car wash.
Yeah.
And there's a woman who parked in one of our spaces, and one of our employees was just upset. He said, no more. Like, she's parking in one of our spaces and doesn't want a car wash. You know, I don't know what was happening. Yeah. But basically, he started washing her car. Like, just
without her.
Without her. Doing all that. And then next you know, I get a call from security. And security's like, hey, we have your guy over here. And, you know, he's like sprayed this woman's car down. Get over there. like the malls out there, like the
mall managers and everything.
everybody.
Whoa.
And guess who it is?
Who?
It's not anybody special.
Okay. I'm like a celebrity.
No, a pregnant woman.
A pregnant woman.
Like ready to burst.
So you over here getting this pregnant woman upset and anxious,
so everyone
and
looked
ready
at me.
to give birth in that parking lot.
Yeah, and after the whole thing
Lord.
like settled down, he was like, "Why didn't you have my back?" I was like, first off,
Oh God.
do you see how many people came out because it was a pregnant woman?
Yeah.
And the type of lawsuits that could happen.
Right.
You know, and he's like, "Well, I understand all that, but you know, people shouldn't be parking our spaces if they, if they're not getting the service." I was like, "Look, I appreciate you holding us down."
Right, exactly.
But just let her have it. You know what I mean? I'm like, someone like that. That's like an elderly person who's like 95 years old. It's like, just let them have it.
It is what it is.
Yeah. That's not even like, that's not someone you want to go to war with.
No,
you know
you don't. I mean, I could see if it was a grown man, then you might have to box him or something like that. But a pregnant woman,
what's up with you in boxing? Like,
because they was really about to square up in that store. Like they was like, I was like, hold up, what did I walk into? I want to watch it on camera actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I go back to work, I'm gonna ask my manager. I'm like, hey, can you look up this time on this day? Because I really want to see on camera like the whole thing. Maybe I can film it with my camera. You guys can see it. Nah, that's like a lawsuit. I'm sure.
It might be. If it gets out,
if it gets out, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
that was
crazy. Yeah, sometimes you got to pick and choose your battles, man.
Yeah, because I was getting back when the management was over there and security.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm coming back to like a situation where he's going at it with like a customer at his own level.
Right.
And then when I see a pregnant woman about to pop, it's kind of like,
you just get so disgusted.
Yeah. I was like, bro, you made the wrong call on that one. He's like, no, but you shot Barbie. I was like, look.
Oh my goodness.
Just don't, don't contribute to anything negative.
Right.
When it comes to a pregnant woman or an elderly person.
Exactly.
But the key is not to take it personal.
Yeah, don't take it. And that's what I told him. I was like, don't take it personal. Like, it is what it is. You're just doing your job. And if you don't respect it, then okay, fine. Just walk away from it. You don't have to be going back and forth with the customer. Like, who got that time? Nobody got time for that, Then the man took his mask off. I was like, sir, can you please put your mask back on? You know what I mean? Like, we still in a pandemic, okay? Mm-hmm. Like, I know you want to argue and you ready to fight, but put your mask back on.
People forget that we're in a pandemic.
I forget too. I'm not gonna lie. I forget all the time. And I'm not saying I forget and I take my mask off because I wear mask and I wear my gloves, but I do forget. Like, and I don't know, I guess because Texas, everything is so open. But when you have visitors from different states and they're like, yeah, I just came back from Vegas, and Vegas is like, they're like top notch when it comes to like protection and the mask and the gloves. Like they don't play. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, Texas is just wide open. Like we just doing whatever we want. Like there's no pandemic going on. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because it's like every day I have to be reminded that we are living in a pandemic because I just don't feel it and I don't sense it. Besides wearing a mask and gloves, because I don't even think people are like social distancing like that. I feel like now that you have a mask on, people feel like they don't really have to social distance when they're wearing the mask.
I feel like you don't have to really particularly social distance when you're not talking.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because I was today when I was in IKEA, I was like looking around in like some shelf.
Yeah.
And there's a person putting stuff up, reaching around. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of like in the air. We're like maybe like 1.5 feet, 2 feet apart.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, let me just move around,
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, neither of us were talking. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's why it wasn't a particular issue,
Yeah. And then I get that too, because even like with my customers, we sell handbags. We have them tried on. We're extremely close. There's no social distancing. Mm-hmm. We help one customer at a time. So there's probably like 6 to 10 customers in the store at a time, to like 7 to 10 coworkers. But there's no social distancing. Like we try our best to hand off and then step away. But for the most part, it's like we're extremely close. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because we feel like the mask protects us 100%, which I know it doesn't, but yeah, I don't know. We don't social distance in our store.
You feel it's a Texas thing?
I think it's a Texas thing, honestly. I feel like people are just kind of like whatever. You know?
And the fact that more people around you forget, it makes you forget.
Exactly. Yeah, I forget every single day. I feel like I have to be reminded that the virus is still out there.
Yeah, and they said like 200,000 people.
I know, it's crazy. It's so sad. Like someone very, very close and dear to me didn't pass away, but they just tested positive for it. And I'm just like, how does it feel? You know, and I've been around, you know, my coworkers and a few people who did test positive for it. But, you know, I asked and I'm like, how does it feel? Like, what do you feel? And they were just like, oh, you know, just tired and had a fever for like 2 days. But, you know, I'm just at home working from home. So I was just like, wow, it's crazy. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me right now. So
yeah, it's a weird space because they said that the vaccine's going to come. They said March. That's what the CDC said.
Okay.
And then Trump is saying it's going to come like right before
the election. October 2nd. Isn't the election October 3rd?
November.
Oh, November. That's what I mean. November 3rd. Mm-hmm. It's gonna come out November 2nd.
Yeah.
So,
and,
my goodness.
I think not November 3rd is the last time you can put your vote in. I think it's November 4th is. I'm tripping. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either, but it's gonna come out the day before the election.
Yeah, and you know everyone's just frustrated because they're like, okay, if it does end up being March, they said not everyone's gonna have it.
No,
they said you know. It'll trickle in through next year. I'm like, this can't be. We can't go through this whole nother year.
So we got the flu that's coming up because it's flu season. Because right now everyone should be getting their flu shot, and we have the coronavirus on top of that, which feels like the flu because you get a fever and all that stuff. So it's just like, oh my God, can you get the virus and the flu at the same time? I feel like that would be deadly, right?
I imagine.
Oh my God, I'm not looking forward to this.
That's why they said flu season. They said it's like a really dangerous season.
It's gonna be dangerous. So we have to get our flu shot then? I mean, we get our flu shot every year though because of the boys, but I don't know. It just makes me real nervous because the flu, getting the flu and the virus at the same time. I feel like that would be just like. You
feel like you could still get
horrible.
The virus?
I don't know. You know, we talked about this before that we feel like you may have had it and. Then Kenzo, our youngest, and then me. I feel like we all kind of.
It's not that I felt like I had it like that. It's more that I'm not really up on people like that. Like when I have a mask on, I'm just not really like all up on people.
Except me.
Yeah, but see, unless you are that close to other people.
Yeah, that could be true because if you don't feel well, you're only you're up on me, and then you know I don't feel well, but I'm up on other people. But I wear my mask and stuff. So as long as I don't, because I feel like this: if you're sick, guarantee I'm gonna get sick. And if I go to work sick, if none of my coworkers get sick, then I know I'm not getting anybody else sick. And that's usually what happens. I kind of stay away from my coworkers anyway. But I try not to like cough on anybody or anything like that.
Ooh,
know, it's kind of scary.
I dapped someone up today, like, "Hey, what's going on?"
You did?
Yeah.
You forgot. Like, I know.
At the end, he was like, "All right, bro." I was like,
"It's too late."
Yeah. But I also got weird news that made me feel some type of way today.
What was the news?
You heard about Breonna Taylor?
I did. My manager actually walked up on me. And he was like, the same thing. Did you hear about it? And I was like, no, what happened? And he broke it down to me. And I'm like, it's crazy.
Yeah, so, the officers that shot her, none of them were indicted, at least for shooting her.
Right.
One was indicted for endangering the neighbors.
Yeah.
And then basically the case is over,
That's crazy. So no justice. No justice.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate because I felt that I'm not surprised.
I know that's what my manager said too. We both said the same thing. Like, it's not surprising at all. Like, we knew this was gonna happen. Well,
it's not that I'm not surprised by the lack of justice. Is that when you go into looking at the laws, they're structured logically.
Okay.
Not emotionally.
Right.
Like the death penalty. That was more of like an emotional thing that they put in place so people don't commit crimes, certain heinous crimes. But it didn't, drop down because people don't think like that when it comes to, doing a crime. Like, oh, I don't want to get the death penalty. No one thinks that far.
Right.
But then it became a way to make the family that was affected by it whole. So then people to this day are like try to stay alive as long as they can to see that person, get euthanized or, what do they call it? Death chamber? No, not death chamber.
The death penalty?
Yeah, the death penalty. Get the death penalty. So the laws are structured, more in a logical way when it comes to like what happened first and then who reacted.
Gotcha.
You know, so when they said, you know, arrest the cops, you know, and you look at the facts and you see that, you know, the cops were shot on first, then it becomes difficult because even if it wasn't, they still got to defend themselves.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so man, I'm gonna have like a cough attack.
I know you've been having this dry cough for like a week now.
Yeah.
Man.
So basically, you know, the fact that he, you know, the person said he didn't hear the no knock or whatever, and then he shot them once, and basically they just unloaded. And then when I hear that, you know, I'm like, I don't think they're gonna get justice on that just because they're gonna look at it as a mistake or a bad call.
Yeah.
You know, which does happen all the time where you know they arrest someone for mistaking who they were or whatever it might be, but it sucks that it had to end like this because you know the lawyers, the family of Breonna Taylor, everyone was just looking for that particular verdict, and everyone was kind of preparing, holding their breath for this because you know the campaigns of arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Yeah, that's been going on since
for a
like
few months,
maybe like since
almost
like mid-June,
maybe for a couple of months,
and it just gained more fire. And the fact that the fight is over and like nothing actually happened in relation to Breonna. Yeah, exactly. It's just really unfortunate and sad. But for me, I told you on two levels where it's sad because you're like in mourning again for such a, you know, sweet woman. Exactly. But then also for the fact that there's another level of disappointment community wise. Right. You know, it's like, oh, we're let down again. You know, all these things that we've done to get people's attention, still nothing changes. Exactly. But that what makes me think like the law should change. Oh yeah, definitely. You know, like now that this has happened, you know, like let's look at changing the laws. Right. You know, because I feel like that is where, you know, like you might not get justice in certain areas due to what was done and put in place 20, 30, 40, even more years ago. Years ago, exactly. Yeah, so I feel like there needs to be an update on laws that a little bit more sensitive to particular issues like this, because there's a lot of things that go on right now that, you know, that are based in the law that we should be fighting for to change versus like the fact that, you know, our opinions aren't being met by like, you know, the whole Breonna Taylor thing when people like arrest the cops. Yeah. And I'm like, rather than focusing on saying arrest the cops, you know, you have to have something that is like clear cut to say that this is what should happen based on this happening. You know what I mean? Exactly. But it's not, it's never that clear cut. No one ever has like, okay, the cop violated this. It's more like, hey, if you shoot someone in their sleep, that's murder. Right. Technically, yes. But then when you look at the law, it doesn't really support that. Yeah. Because, you know, they came in under one circumstance and they reacted unto another. Right. And then things happen. It's just really
very unfortunate. Very sad.
Yeah, super sad. Man. But, yeah, I don't want to end it there.
No, I mean, I get it. You know, it's crazy. My manager was telling me like everybody's getting ready to like prepare for, you know, the protesting and possibly riots.
Militias came out.
Militias? What's militias?
No, militias.
Militias. Yeah.
Yeah. Like militias came out in like droves trying to protect, and it was just like crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
They brought the tanks out.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, because, you know, I have to say it, you know, because we're talking to one of our neighbors. I was talking to one of our neighbors.
Oh God.
And she brought out the rioting.
Oh God.
I can't stand the rioting. This isn't Beirut.
Oh my God. Is this the same wife of the husband you argued with episodes ago?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And she's like, this isn't Beirut. I've never in my life. And mind you, she's probably above 85.
No, she's not 85. What is she? She's like maybe 77.
How old is he?
I think he's like 80 or 85. I think she's got like 77. Okay. Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, I'm gassed a little bit.
You are. You upset. Over here arguing with that lady.
And she was like, I've never seen a riot, and I never hope I do.
Wait, what you mean she never seen a riot?
She says she's never seen a riot in front of her. Like,
I'm about to say she's seen some riots.
I know.
She's been here for a while.
I know. She's like, I don't understand. I was like, well, those are separate issues. And then she was like, Trump I love Trump, and I'll tell you why. And I was like, whoa, this is going left.
Oh,
right?
my God.
Or right.
Right, exactly.
So she was like, I love Trump because he's for America. He's for America. I was like, oh, okay. No. So then I was like, okay, so how do you feel about his leadership? And she's like, I don't understand your question.
You understand.
Yeah.
You
like,
understand.
I was
Don't
like,
play.
yeah, do you think he's like a good leader? Because she said like he's for America. You know, he's like a businessman. I just, the fact that he's a businessman and like, he's just for America. He wants good for America. He's trying to lift the business of America up, and people just won't let him. And I was like, what do you think about his leadership? She's like, I don't understand. I was like, what do you think about him as a leader? And she's like, I don't understand your question.
No,
I was
you
like,
understand. you just don't know how to answer it.
Yeah.
You don't know how to answer it.
So then I said, okay, well, what do you think about Biden? And she's like, Biden.
Oh, God. Don't get her started.
No, this is the part that made me laugh. This is where we ended it because it was a good ending.
Yeah.
I like the good dismounts. So we can be like, all right, let's leave. So then she was like, people talking about Trump has communication issues, communication problems. And Biden's better?
Oh my God.
And I was like, you're so funny. That's true. He's like, Biden?
That's so funny.
And I was like, yeah, Biden isn't a great communicator.
No, he's not.
And then people keep calling him weak.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people call him weak. They said he just looks weak. He acts weak.
He's
just
old, right?
Yeah.
How old is he? Like in his late 70s or something?
Like 77,
okay.
I think.
Dang.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he would be the oldest president, right?
Yeah, but Trump isn't much younger.
That's true.
He's like 1 year younger.
That is true. But see, Trump come with that energy. I don't know. He got that young. It's that toupee. Hair. The hair makes him young. You're as young as you feel and you look. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a supporter. But that's so funny. She couldn't even answer the question.
I know. I said, what do you think about his leadership? She's like, I don't understand your question. What do you mean?
See, I was like,
the crazy
part.
What you mean?
She know. She understand the question. She don't know how to answer it. She's like, you know what? I don't know about him being a leader. Yeah, just go ahead and say that. Just be honest, because he ain't that great of a leader. Yeah, he's a great business person, but that doesn't make him a great president. Like, come on now.
I heard the other day that Dr. Dre, he's going through a divorce.
Yeah.
Did you hear? You know what I'm about to say?
About his wife, like she wrote a check. She paid herself or something like that.
Yeah, she's been kind of like
took money from
like slowly in the last year.
She's
been taking money out of the business account and kind of put it in her own account.
Wow.
What does that make you feel like what do you think about that when it comes to strategy? You know what I mean?
Ooh, come on now. Well, they've been married for a really long time. I don't know how long, maybe let's just say 20 years or maybe more. And look, she deserved half of that money. She does. She deserved at least half. At least half. But the way she went about it, maybe just kind of like sneaking it here and there, But she probably was kind of doing that before. Maybe not large amounts, but if she got access to it, she was taking money out their account before. So now that they're going through a divorce, it's maybe, he's probably looking at it like, oh, she's stealing money from me, when she could have been doing that in the past.
So what do you think about the strategy itself? Is that something...
something I would do? No, no, I think the strategy is kind of, it's a little trifling. It is that she's kind of like sneaking money here and there, but I mean, truthfully, she deserved at least half of that money. She's been there.
Yeah, but you talking about she deserves half the money. What, by sneaking it out of the account or by going through? No, you're right. She should do it the proper way, but this is going to be a nasty divorce. I can see it already. It's going to be down and dirty, nasty. But she probably ain't want to wait. She ain't got the patience. She's like, look, I ain't waiting for no lawyer. I'm about to get this money. Yeah. She still got access to it. If he didn't want her to take any money from the accounts, he should have just took her off of everything. I don't think you could do that. Really? I think if you make a joint account or you do something like that in that capacity, you have to have the other person there to sign off or to okay it. She wasn't showing up. She was like, I ain't coming. That happened in one of those movies, Tyler Perry's movie. Really? Yeah. A Family That Prays. Oh, I don't think I saw that one. Yeah, A Family That Prays. One of the guy who's a construction worker. Yeah, working all hard. His wife was cheating. She was corporate, but she was doing it with the boss. Oh, I did see that. Was that the name of the movie? I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, I do. I remember. Did we go to the movies and see that? I can't remember. I don't know. I can't. But I do remember seeing that movie. So it was kind of like the same thing. Yeah, like Cause yeah, like there's one part of it where like he knew she was like getting it in, because everyone around him was kind of like hinting to him like, hey, your girl, your wife is little, you know. So he started like slowly taking everything out of the account.
Oh, I see.
And then next you know, she's like, what money? Like she was like screaming like, why'd you take all my money out? And he's like, I invested in that business that we said we are going to do.
Oh,
and
he petty.
He started a construction company.
That's so
then
funny.
like towards the end of the movie, she's like sleeping on like a bed spring and in like a hotel, cold.
It's like poor and homeless.
Yeah. And he's like successful, visiting her. How's everything?
My God.
Peace out type thing. I was like,
that's trifling. That's so wrong.
Yeah, but that's gonna be Dr. Dre's wife in a year or two.
She upset. I don't know why they're divorcing. I don't think they really said like who did what, but that's gonna be one nasty divorce.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's gonna be nasty. Dre, just give her what she want. I mean, just be done with it.
Just make it easy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's the way to do it. Like Jeff Bezos, he said, "Hey, let's just take care of it.
Just take it."
And now his ex-wife is like the richest woman in the world.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Wild.
But see, I think Dr. Dre, I think his wife is asking for like a lot of money and spousal support.
Did you see the breakdown of what she said she needed?
No, I didn't read it. I didn't see that.
Something like I think she said she needs like close to $2 million a month.
What?
For like extracurricular, just for like food and travel and something like that. Or like the way that she broke it down was that she needs, I think, like $2 million a month. Mm-hmm. But like,
how much is he making for her to want $2 million a month?
I think he's close to being a billionaire.
Oh my God!
So she wanted like $700,000 or $900,000 for travel.
What?
Mm-hmm. And then you see that like Jay-Z and like Beyonce, I think they rented a boat, a yacht or something like that for I think it's like $200,000, or something like that. And then people are like, oh, now it makes sense. Like when you're in that lifestyle,
right.
You know, you're doing the yacht on this weekend. You're flying out to France and doing this and shopping over here. You're doing that.
But that's crazy though. But I mean, it's like you don't want to like go get a job.
Nah, because you know, what I really think it is that you shoot high.
Yeah.
So therefore, she knows she's not going to get that.
She's not going to get. She's asking for $2 million, but she might end up just getting $1 million, which would probably be perfect.
Yeah,
for her.
exactly.
Yeah.
So if she's looking for $1 million, they said, all right, let's double it.
That
so therefore,
we'll settle for $1 million. Yeah.
Because think of it, she said, this is exactly what I need. Next, you know, it's going to cut in half.
She ain't getting her hair done no more. Her nails, she going right up the street. Look, she going to the local nail shop. I know, that's crazy.
But I think the whole point is like for the woman to maintain the exact same lifestyle
right
after, and if that lifestyle was an expensive lifestyle, I guess it is what it is.
Which is true. I mean, I guess you do want to maintain that lifestyle, but you don't want to get a job. You know what I mean? I mean, I know I'm not saying that
but when
like,
you say
women
get a
should
job,
work.
What you say?
I mean, I'm not saying just go get a job, but it's not anything that she's passionate in that she wants to like, you know what, say, finally, I'm on my own. Let me just go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like
think she
a
just
lot
want
of
to
times,
chill for the rest of her life.
I feel like
that's true.
There's women
there's a
who
lot
are
of
like
women.
that.
Yeah,
where they get in they get married, they get in a good situation. They value being like a housewife or just being at the house, taking care of the kids, and
that's true.
You know, they need assistance because it's so crazy and so busy.
That's true.
And then next you know, like the rug gets pulled from under them. They lose the income.
Right.
And next you know, they gotta like find a job and build skills they never had that they lost.
I mean, I would think so. I don't know, but see, I'm not in that lifestyle. I'm not like, requesting $2 million a month. So I don't get it, so as a working mom, I'm thinking just go get a job, but then if you, if you haven't worked in the past 20, 30 years, what are you going to go do?
Yeah, which is part of, I think, where alimony comes from is that
that's true.
The woman was never usually in the workplace. So therefore, when there was a divorce, she had no income.
Right.
And she needed enough to like maintain or
but
greater.
I'm sure she did something. There's like those basketball wives that do like charities or stuff like that to keep themselves busy. So it's like, did she not do anything? Like she can't cook, she can't do like a cook show, or she can't be like a talk show host or something.
Something.
Like a fashion stylist, because I'm sure she has like plugs to all these fashion houses. I'm sure she knows people in the industry. I mean, she was married to Dr. Dre, so it's like you can't just go do something. I know people. You probably don't even need a skill. You could just drop your name real quick, I'm sure. So to just be like, nah, I'd rather just like live off the money that my husband made. I don't know. That's just me. I feel like just go work.
Yeah, but it's just a little bit like, I guess they're like above the smoke on the whole thing, because they're like somewhere where we don't even see how their lifestyle is.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if you're close to a billionaire, I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to like see like what they're going through on a day-to-day basis. That's true. Where all of a sudden, like, imagine a dramatic change where you got to like earn your own.
That's
true.
What I mean?
Imagine, because think about it. Think if your usual expense is like, let's just say $100K a month. And all of a sudden you lose it. Yeah. What you gonna do to figure out how to make $200K a month so you can cover that? You like, you over here scrambling. You know what I mean? Going on YouTube, learning.
Indeed.com.
Yeah. You over here like, what could I do? You just thinking really hard. Like, what can I do?
How can I make a doctor's salary within like a few days?
Yeah. Like, all right, so hold on, let me think this through.
Drop them YouTube videos.
That's when you Google stuff like, how do I become rich quickly? You know what I'm saying?
Join them pyramid schemes.
I saw something where someone was like, hey, do you want an opportunity to make more money? He said, do I have to recruit more people? Do I have to recruit other people? He's like, damn.
Yeah, he's like, damn.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to do all that.
Yeah, because that's usually what any opportunity that people come by and say, hey, there's a dope opportunity. Yeah. You got to recruit people, which
like,
is
ain't nobody
whack.
trying to do all that.
Because you got to do it for the rest of your life. That ain't my life.
Ain't nobody trying to do all that. If I'm trying to get rich quick, I'm trying to get rich quick. I want that rich quick scheme. I ain't trying to put no work in it. I need that extra, that fast cash. That's what I need. Fast cash.
Since we're talking about marriage, this is an interesting question.
Ooh, I love interesting questions.
Yeah, like, what do you think about when you're married, donating your sperm? Like, do you stop donating sperm after you're married?
Yes.
It's wrong to donate your sperm?
Why would I want Susie across the street to have a son that looked just like you? No, ma'am.
So that's crossing the line?
I wouldn't say crossing the line, but for me, why are you donating your sperm? For what? For the money?
No. Might could be for the money.
I mean, but what would you donate your sperm for?
Just for people who don't have it, I
guess.
Ma'am.
No, ma'am. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of sperm. There's like millions of different sperms out there that they could choose from. They don't need yours, okay?
So hold on. So why do people donate sperm?
I don't know. You're a man. You tell me. I thought it was more like a money thing. See, when you watch like Fresh Prince or something like that, you see like them going to like go donate sperm. It's always because of money. They could use the extra cash, but I don't know why men donate sperm. I thought it was just for the extra cash.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, but see, you could say, oh, I donate blood to help people.
Yeah, that's different though.
Or to get the extra cash you get from donating blood.
You can donate your sperm to help people.
You see?
But like I said, I don't want Susie across the street with a little boy that look like you. Because that would be confusing to me and the kids.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know about that.
So you think it is probably, there's a guy who's married and he donated sperm before and after he was married. And guess what?
Oh no, I don't even want to know.
What? Take a guess. You don't want to guess?
Somebody he got a child that's his and looked like him, and
like he did. What do you call that? 21andMe or Ancestry.com.
How many kids this man got?
Oh, he has like 21. And look, one of them did 23andMe, and one of them contacted him and said, "Hey,
oh no, see,
hope I'm not crossing the line."
Yes, you are.
But then others start to contact.
See,
and then those kids start to have like a little mini like reunion.
See, that's the thing. You did it just to help.
Yeah, because this guy's a doctor, or he might not be a doctor, but he works in the healthcare system, and he said that every time he would work on somebody, he would look at him and says, "Half this was my," like he'll be extra careful because he's like, "Half this is my child," you know.
So what do you do when your child contacts you Because, I mean, technically it's not your child. But when they contact you, what do? You're a father to them?
No, but he says it's really weird.
It got to be extremely weird. Like, do they call you dad?
I don't know. And here's even crazier that he has like there's something about his taste or litmus, something about that where he doesn't like cilantro. And the kids,
they love it.
They don't like cilantro.
Really?
And he has very unmanageable hair, and they have unmanageable hair issues. And their eyebrows are like certain thickness in a certain way. They have the same thing.
Shut up.
Yes, and it's like, so the siblings are finding their other half siblings,
and they all have similarities.
It's like, it's crazy.
I'm okay with that. Like, if you do it before, I get it, but I feel like after you get married, no, I don't feel like there should be a reason why you donate your sperm.
Why you looking at me like that?
I'm just looking at you just to make sure I'm loud and clear. You don't need to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just so, I don't know, that's kind of weird because, when the kids start popping up and they come knocking at your door, it's like, yeah, I mean, I am your dad, but I'm not your dad. Like, how do you, I don't know. It's just so weird right there. Because do they ask for like what if they start asking for like support? Like child support? You can't do that, right?
No,
I'm sure there's like paperwork you sign.
Yeah, I think once you sign it, that sperm is no longer yours. That sperm is no longer yours.
But it's just weird because you know when you walk the neighborhood or walk the streets or whatever, state to state, and you see people that kind of look like you, like my twin is Rihanna, right? We look alike. So I wonder if like she's like my half sister. Like I wonder if my dad just was like, I'm gonna just go donate some sperm, and then Rihanna is like my sister. Who knows?
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy, right? I don't know. It's just so weird.
Is she from Barbados?
She is, and
unless your
I'm not from Barbados.
Your dad donates from Barbados.
I know, right? Wouldn't that be weird?
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy because you never know.
It does make you think like that.
Yeah.
Like there's people. Like think about it. There's big secrets that get out. I want you to finish what you're about to say.
No, I was just saying that we could be related. So if she watches this, just hit me up and we could do the whole 23andMe.
Yeah. I hope I didn't forget what I was about to say.
You were just saying it's just weird that,
Damn, I think I forgot.
I forgot to.
You forgot what I was about to say?
But you know what? You have a twin. I forgot that guy who does like the motivational quotes and speaker or whatever. Y'all look exactly alike. It is scary.
Yeah, there's some people.
I mean, it's scary. I forgot his name because I would love for y'all to go look him up. Okay, go ahead. I don't want you to forget. But y'all look like, twins.
Okay, when there's a situation in families where the child, let's say, was adopted. Okay, yeah. And we just heard a story like this recently in New Orleans, where they're adopted and they're not told.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You hear about the stories about them finding out and how they found out and all that kind of stuff. But there's probably a lot of stories where they never knew.
Yeah, they never find out.
They just see their adopted parents or, there's, foster parents. Right. And they don't even remember that they're not even their real parents. And they know something's a little bit off, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But, go ahead.
No, but I do wonder, how's it feel like if you looked at somebody, you got that feeling. Yeah. Like, oh, they might be related to me. Like, and they actually maybe are. Yeah.
There was a time in my store, maybe like 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember, but a lady and her daughter came into the store. And the mom, she looks so familiar to me. But I was like, I don't know this lady, but I feel like we could be related. She looked just like my mom's side of the family. She looked exactly like my grandmother. And I was like, man, she looks like she could be my family member. And so I'm helping her and her daughter or whatever. And so I just happened to ask her, I was like, what's your last name? And she said Butler. And it freaked me out. And so, but it was actually, my last name is my dad's last name, but she looks like my mom's side of the family. And I was just like, oh my God. I've been staring at you for the past like 30 minutes and I kept telling my coworkers, like, you look like you could be a family member of mine. And the fact that we have the same last name is so crazy. And I told her my dad's from Wisconsin. She was like, no, I don't have any family in Wisconsin. I'm like, we have to be related. We have to be. And I was like, even your daughter, who she and I were about the same age, she was a little bit younger than I was like, we kind of look alike too, which is weird. And, you know, we're asking questions like, okay, what's your parents' name, grandparents' name, this and this and that. And none of the names sounded familiar, but it was just weird because she looks like my mom's side of the family, but she had my dad's last name. I thought that was so weird. And I was like, and then she was from, I think she was from Houston, and I have family in Houston, but they aren't from, like, you know, we're all from New Orleans. So I just thought that was so weird. I'm like, yeah, I have a feeling that we are related, you know?
Coincidence? I think not.
No, it was not. The fact that she had my last name, it freaked me out because I'm looking at her and I'm like, we look very similar. You look like my mom's family. And the fact that you have my last name, it was crazy.
Yeah, I had to just mention this really quickly.
Yeah.
The worst, where the son, he was adopted, didn't know his parents, and then he ended up like, he was like a cashier somewhere.
Okay.
Saw a woman that he just kind of felt like, he had like a
Just
connection,
Yeah,
a connection,
Mm-hmm.
and a being that was his real mother.
Oh my God.
And when they found out, they got in a relationship and they got married.
Oh God. I didn't know it was going there.
I know.
Why did you even tell me that?
Because they're on the news kissing and
Shut up.
Yeah, it was out of line. And there's like, yeah, I just knew. I was like, and the psychologists were on there and they're saying that what ends up happening.
I know my face is.
Yeah, they said
disgusting.
what ends up happening is that, you know, they have a connection based on the lack of not seeing each other for so long, and that turned into something weird, I guess.
I mean, I get that they love each other, but they don't love each other be like getting down and dirty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shut up. Yeah, I can't.
And it was just like I think they were trying to separate them. It was a really.
How you try to separate them?
Because it's like illegal.
I know, but dang, why they all on the news with that? Don't nobody want to see that. Keep that in your house. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear all that. That just made my stomach flip inside out.
Man, that's wild.
You just have a relationship with your mama?
That's
what is happening? Oh my God.
The word I got for you.
What's that?
I feel like it describes me.
Okay.
Crepuscular. Crepuscular.
Crepuscular.
Crepuscular. Crepuscular.
I can't pronounce it. Crepuscular.
Yeah, crepuscular.
Okay. La.
Yeah, and that's like when you become active, when you become awake in the twilight hours.
Twilight hours, like after midnight?
I think
1,
so.
2, 3 a.m.?
They said the twilight hours is after sunset,
okay,
and before sunrise.
Oh yeah, that's you 100%. Yeah, that's you.
I'm very crepuscular. I'm very crepuscular.
You are.
Man, I'm so crepuscular, man.
Man, not me. Okay, so what is it when you're like morning person? When you're like from sun up to sundown?
Early bird. I'm playing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay, I get it. That's true. Or I'm just normal. Like nothing special about me.
I cannot wake up in the morning and be like
me.
Because my mom, she could wake up 4 a.m.
No, she wake up too early. My mom does too. They both wake up early.
Yeah. My brother, he can wake up 5 a.m., 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Get to work.
Yeah.
I can't function.
I know.
You know what I mean? Because let's say I do wake up early, which there's times where I have spouts where I wake up really early, like 6:30, 7 a.m. And I start getting to work. By the time it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock, I'm like, my brain, it hurts so bad.
And see, I prefer to wake up early. See, I can get up early. Like last night, well, no, I won't even use that as an example. But when we were going on our road trip to New Orleans, I was like, okay, we need to be up at 5. I got up at 4:30, got you up, 5:30? I was like, we need to be on the road by 6. I can get up early, but I'm a morning person, so it's not hard for me to get up. And I like to do everything in the morning anyway, and then that way I can have like the rest of my day to do whatever I want to do.
See, that's why they don't give enough credit to those who are crepuscular.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? Because okay, to have the stamina, the energy, everything required to be active during the twilight hours, and yet those who cannot do it,
oh my goodness,
say, I can wake up really early, but can you stay up late?
But the thing is this, can you stay up during the day? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I'm waking up, you going to bed.
let me understand this.
So when I wake up, let's say I'm waking up at 7, you climbing in the bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, then you sleep till what, 12, 1 o'clock? Like your whole day is all thrown off. So it's not like you could work from sundown to sun up and then you work all the way to sundown. No, I'm sorry. There's like a 5-6 hour nap in between. So it's just like your day's just flipped upside down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't special.
Yeah, I know.
Don't try to make it seem like you be up 24 hours. You ain't no Beyonce.
But she did say something I attribute like to myself when she's like, sometimes I work so hard I forget to eat.
Beyonce said that?
Yeah, she said that. When she said it, I was like, whoa, I feel that all the way because
that's true. You don't eat a lot of times.
Because when I'm working, I'm doing this and doing that.
Yeah.
It's usually about the issue of time.
Right.
So I mean, obviously, it's like you got to run the car, go grab this. You got to go over here, go over there, and you say, all right, I got to get something to eat.
Yeah.
That's gonna take at least 30 minutes out of this whole little gap I have.
Yeah.
And when you have kids, like us.
Right.
When you had that deadline, because anything past 5, you can't even start.
No, you can't. No.
So when it's like 4:15, I'm like, man, I gotta hurry up and go here,
45 minutes, exactly.
And I'm like, when's the last time I ate? And I think, and I'm like, it was breakfast, or it was like the egg, or maybe that carrot I had earlier, or something like that.
Well, I know how to solve that problem.
How?
You need to wake up a little bit earlier.
My mom said this today.
That's what I'm saying. Just wake up earlier. You have more time during the day. But when you're up all night, you wake up early because you bring the boys to school. But then when you come home, you're so tired. It's like you need to get that 5-6 hours in.
I need to do it that way. What you're saying?
Wake up early.
Wake up early.
Wake up early. I'm telling you. Waking up early is hard, y'all. I will say that. But when you wake up, before everybody, you just, I don't know, it's some type of energy that you get. You could get a lot of things done.
Shocking.
Yeah, it's very
how much
shocking.
stuff you get done.
Very shocking.
Early without interruption.
Exactly. I mean, even when you go to stores, ain't nobody in those stores. When I do my grocery shopping at 9 a.m, there's no lines. I'm not in a rush, or it's not a lot of people. And then I get everything done. I like to be done by like 12, and if I'm lucky, 11. And then I have literally from 11 or 12 to 6 o'clock because obviously we got to pick up the boys, but I have all that time to do just whatever I want because I did everything in the morning. And that even comes to like cleaning the house. Soon as you dropping the boys off at school, I'm over here washing clothes, the dishes, mopping, whatever, and then I got the whole day to just chill.
See, look, I understand why you're like good in sales.
I'm saying? Oh yeah,
because you're selling.
Selling it.
No, because I'm really buying what you're saying. I was like, what?
True.
I'm about to change my life. You know what I mean? Just off what you said, I'm like, man, this is true.
It is
because
true.
the times that I have taken heed to what you've said and my mother, but more you because you're like, hey, babe, wake up or whatever it might be.
Right.
Like 6:30, 7. I got so much work done. Tremendous, clear thoughts. I'm like, why don't I do this all the time? Right.
But it is, I know. I go back to sleep. It is tiring. It is exhausting. But I've always been a morning person. Like, when it came to college, I needed the 8 a.m. classes. I wanted the morning classes. When it comes to like work schedules, I always want the morning shift. So, I've always been a morning person. And I just feel like I get a lot accomplished in the morning because I like to just have my entire day set to do whatever I like to do. I don't like to wake up and then chill. And then it's like, all right, it's 12 o'clock. Let's do something. And then I'm like rushing to get everything done before it's time for me to get the boys. I don't like that. I don't like being rushed. I don't like the feeling of being rushed. So yeah, I like to just do things in the morning, get it done by noon. And I'm good, I even cook dinner in the morning sometimes,
That's actually a lifesaver, actually.
Yeah.
Because you're really good with time.
I am.
Time
management.
Will say that. Yeah. You're really good with time management. Because the stuff you're saying, it sounds like a skill. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because I'm over here trying to figure it out.
Practice.
And then when I talk to like some other homeboys, they have the same issue where when their girl or their wife is super organized, boom, about everything, and they kind of wing it.
Yeah.
And they're like, why can't she just show me? Why can't she just teach me?
You can't teach it.
And I'm more like, it's just, I don't know either. You know what I mean? I don't know how, but I really think it's not about like being taught it and being shown it. I think you have to ask and you have to figure out and you have to kind of like create new habits that your body does not want.
That's true. And I mean, you just got to do what's best for you. So if it's best for you to work all hours, in the wee mornings or late at night, then do that. But then also remember, like, during the day, you can't just sleep the entire day away, because that's when you have to go out and work and do stuff and go to the stores and
that's the active hours. That's when everyone's out. That's when things are happening.
Yeah.
So if you sleep through the entire business day,
I mean, the whole day is wasted.
Yeah. So I get that. I got to change my life. I got to change my life today.
No, you're pretty well. I mean, you're doing pretty good, because even recently, like this past week, you've been falling asleep early, like hella early.
Yeah, super early.
I'm the one who's up. Like, the boys be knocked out, you be knocked out. I just be looking around like, what am I gonna do? And then I've been going to sleep at midnight because I really just been up just chilling by myself, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to do. This
I never
is so
go to
weird.
sleep like 9:30.
No, I'm usually the one pass out.
And then you're like, sometimes I'll wake up like 12 o'clock or 11:30.
Yeah,
and you're like,
I'm just sitting there looking at you,
enjoying yourself.
I'm just like, ooh,
You
I love this
bunched up.
quietness.
You're just like, oh. I'm like, what? You're like, oh, what? I was like, what's going on?
I know, I'm enjoying the quiet moments, so I don't mind it at all. But it is kind of weird when I'm up and everybody else is asleep, because I'm like, I don't know who to talk to.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a little lonely, So it's all good though.
It is all good. Well, this has been a great episode.
Yeah, I know. And one more thing before we end.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Shabrika for making me this beautiful t-shirt.
Oh yeah, what's it say?
Can you read it?
Just a good mom with a bounce playlist.
With a bounce playlist.
I should have bounce ready.
I always got that bounce music ready, playing in the background. I know y'all like the trap, but I'm still, I'm that bounce music.
Beastie. I love bounce.
I love bounce. I love a good homemade bounce beat. Yeah, but I just want to say that I love this shirt. She made it for me for my birthday.
Shout out to Shabrika.
Yay,
Big shout out.
you.
And any other kind of messages for anybody?
Nah, just remember, we still in a pandemic, y'all. I gotta remind myself that too. Wear your mask, gloves, wash your hands. Stay safe. If you sick, stay at home.
Yeah, if you're sick, stay at home.
If you
That's not like a bar. I like that.
That was
I like
a good one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me. Okay, Meg, this blind the stallion.
You are crazy. Well, this is good. Appreciate y'all for listening and watching. See y'all later. Peace
Bye,
out.
guys.
And remember that the man who came to win is the man who